100% that he should be coming back in again unless there is some very unexpected wet patch out there. Of course, the allocation.
And also a very good result the week before in the rain in Motegi. It's good to see.
Yeah, he was happy to silence his critics and prove his doubters wrong in recent races, Andrea Iannone, or test sessions. But the man closest to him here back in February was Andrea Iannone on the factory Suzuki.
Here is Valentino Rossi. He loves the Sepang circuit. 12 times from his 16 Premier Class races he's been on the podium. There's one here, 2011, 2002.
It's too damp, we need to go on wet. You, or Alex Rins, went out on wet, but you've also come back in. Why is that?
Yeah, no, because the track is half dry, half wet. It looks like a little bit wet before the corner 4, like 4, 5, 6, 7. It's some that part of the track.
I mean, is there any risk worth taking to say let's go on slicks and just take it easy in that area, because maybe this is what it will be like for the race?
You know, if you take easy, you're not going to test anything.
Ending up absolutely perfect. There's 37 minutes to go in this first practice session for the penultimate round of the World Championship. And the majority of the track is dry, but there's certain areas and it doesn't sound like it's turns 4, 5 and 6, that downhill, the sweeping left, and then the right-hander at turn 6 that are still wet. And
first result of his career in his 98th Grand Prix, the first time actually Petrucci has ever finished outside the top 20, and that coming on the back of a 20th place finish as well in Aragon. So in the dry, Danilo Petrucci's form has completely evaporated. He will not mind it bucketing down at all.
Just the other day that he nearly missed the race in Philippine. He had such a big crash in the morning warm-up. He really did not feel right, and once he got out there in that battle, because he was involved in it as well. I think it was 73 overtakes in that leading group in 27 laps. Scott Red.
It's not really correct. I mean, he had a couple of bad results during the season on dry condition, but he also get very good results on the dry condition. Of course, he's.
Guys, let me bring you down to pit lane with Francesco Guidotti from the Pramac team. Francesco, we were just talking about Danilo, actually, how he's looked very strong in wet conditions, but in the dry has been struggling a bit recently. What do you think you can do to maybe help improve that form?
Where he struggled a lot this year was more for technical issue than for his skills. So yeah, let's see and try to do our best as usual in any condition.
But even so, Francesco, I mean,
you can feel the difference between different settings. Then you can understand the behavior of the bike, and once the race starts, you are ready to push since the beginning. So it's important for Danilo, it's important for everybody.
Pushing from the beginning, that's something that's...
Before the slicks come on.
Well, Alvaro Bautista's currently circulating out there on those slick tyres. He's been out there for quite a while now, Bautista, with the soft front medium rear. Johan Zarco as well was just going out. He clearly had switched to slick tyres as well. 209.430.
A bit difficult with these conditions now. We've seen Johan with the wet tyre go quite fast. The guys with the slicks have been coming back in. I mean, are you just waiting for a certain lap time to come up before you go out on slicks?
Yes.
I did print off some lap times from the test actually. What was Maverick Vinales' best pace in the test here in February? 1:59.368. So they're still a good 10 seconds off of where they need to be in the dry, although Bautista is out there improving on the slicks.
Yeah, Jack Miller, as you can see, is also out there on the Honda across the line last year.
Yeah, Jack said it was an amazing feeling to be leading his home Grand Prix last weekend in Philippine. The first time he's been at the front of a MotoGP race since that famous win in Aston in the middle of 2016. He got a little bit carried away, didn't he, Jack? Understandable when you're leading.
The rain come down again, and it looks like Danny Pedrosa, who just headed out for an outlap, it looks like he is coming straight back in. I think he might have even come back in through the shortcut. That's how quick he's back.
Yeah, it's absolute. Either it's going to make tween, isn't it?
Yeah, well, guys, Danny's windscreen, you can actually see there are some thicker drops on there, so I do wonder whether it's more around 3, 4 and 5 where we're starting to get a little bit more come down. I mean, you can just see also from the guys coming in with slick tyres, you can normally the entire...
Comes up to this tricky turn 1.
Yeah, we can just see Paul Espargaro heading out of the pit on the KTM. We've only got actually 3 riders out right now. Jack Miller, there is Paul Espargaro just coming out on the RC16. Really good dogfight between the pair of them last weekend in Australia.
They did, didn't they? Right to the line.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing day for KTM. Of course, the two riders finishing first and second in the Moto2 race with Miguel Oliveira and Brad Binder, and then in the top 10.
They're doing his own race, and he was struggling. Scott Redding said, what could he do? Dovizioso had slowed down so much. Redding had so much the superior pace, it was difficult for him to just sit behind Dovizioso and not give him another position.
You can just smell it, you know, and everyone laughs when I say the damp, and that smell of humidity and rain never does a motorcycle rider any favours. So yeah, for FP1 we'll sit tight, but it'll be good to try and bank a lap time at the end of this practice.
Brad, what are the conditions like out there? Where are the problem areas?
I mean, the main problem areas is the typical area here, which is turn 5 and 6. For some reason, the rain seems to come, you know, from that side first. So like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in these circumstances in FP1, I don't think, you know, that will transfer over to the race. I can't promise it's going to be exactly the same water, exactly the same bit. So at the moment, better to stay safe inside the garage and wander out maybe with 20 minutes to go.
Thank you very much, Bradley.
Okay, it's troublesome areas. Jack Miller finding no issues though out there at the moment. Jack Miller, we do know, in mixed conditions or in drying conditions is so strong. Powers that Astrologa Elite Honda out of the final corner, and Miller should be improving on his own. 2:07.194.
Similar to what the rider said about Phillip Island, that it just lends itself to that type of racing. The first corner is a fast right-hander, and here it's so different, isn't it? That early, that first corner is really tricky, isn't it? It comes right back on itself.
Yeah, there's only really two severe braking zones at Phillip Island, so it's a momentum circuit. It's very fast and flowing, and it keeps the field very close. It's no
for him in the Australian Grand Prix. Terrific last lap battle with his teammate Bradley Smith. They come up towards turns 13 and 14. Rossi obviously looked at those lap times and thinks it's time to get out there. Paulo Spargo moves up into second place, 2:06.786, and he's cut the gap down to Jack Miller considerably. It's just over. Riders will be out there. Scott Redding on a good lap and could take over at the front. Here he is at turn 15.
Yeah, Redding potentially going top of the timesheets here.
Him here last year, it made up for he was so disappointed when he lost Austria, wasn't he, to Andrea Iannone, and it really did make up for it. He rode quite brilliantly in the difficult conditions. There is Dovizioso Championship, the problems they had at Phillip Island. Back to Paulo Spargo.
Accelerating all the way up to top gear, Paulo Spargo, a 2:05.820. He's third. Plus it's Hector Barber just gone fourth with a 2:07.
We will change the tyre before the end of the practice.
Okay, so he is taking it a little bit easy.
Yeah, he's taking care just to have a look to the racetrack, and he will change.
Okay, thank you, Davide.
Well, that's cleared that up. We still have...
Unless, of course, we do get really baking hot conditions, then the hard tyre may be needed for endurance.
There is quite an interesting argument, and something people have been speaking about down here, is that
this is Marc Marquez, could go top, nearly 0.4 of a second up as he comes into the down this back straight. Sixth gear of this, it goes right, then it comes right back on itself. Oh, they're at it again. Zarco and Rossi. Zarco has gone top. A 2:02.841 for the man who has won here for the last 2 years in the Moto2.
Johan Zarco will pose a real serious threat. He's posing a serious threat as it is now on a year-old machine. What would it be like on the current spec model?
Yeah, already a Rookie of the Year, 6th in the World Championship.
Then he will be the top independent team rider as well as Rookie of the Year this year, Johan Zarco.
There is Marquez onto that back straight down towards turn 15. 33-point lead of the
Frenchman. Zarco, here he comes in now as he's taking over the top again. No, a 2:02.311. He loses all of his time in that fourth sector, does Johan Zarco.
So it looks like everybody is out.
Through that magnificent turn 3.
Oh, what a corner.
Almost getting his elbow down there. Scott Redding got from turn 3 when Casey Stone was on board that Ducati or the Honda. It was absolutely took your breath away.
He's got a bevy of riding their way into the final corner. the back of the trio. Grand Prix here, Hector Barber, I think, in the 250 ton, or finished certainly on the podium.
You're right about Andre, hitting a bit of form. He hit a few riders, didn't he, last weekend as well in Phillip Island, and he did say the fast corners where you got Alex Rins in that lead group for much of that Australian Grand Prix.
Since Vinales has got a good record here, when they went to 5cc racing his first year, in his single appearance here.
With 2 races to go, Maverick Vinales, the reason why he's no longer a championship contender. No wins in the last. It was only his 4th podium in the last 11. It's been a real struggle of late for Maverick Vinales.
Soft, I shall let you know once he's back out.
Maverick Vinales back in. We see just previously saw Mark Marquez, who leads away with that 2:01.232. 10.5 minutes to go. Now his season is over, and we just wish him well during the winter to get fitness back for the start of the season next year.
Yeah, Michael van der Mark has of course raced here previously at the Sepang International Circuit on board Le Mans, so a long time since we've seen a Dutch rider competing in the Premier class.
Well, it's one of those countries where motorcycle racing is so popular, but there has been a dearth of riders coming through, and that is his great mate. There you go, as they come up the start and finish straight up towards turn 1.
But like Danny Pedrosa had some kind of issue there with the home at the back of his seat unit. I don't know if it had worked loose or what he was wanting.
Good. It's a really good session for Jack Miller. Did a brilliant job in Australia.